Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and another episode for Coins Reaction Zone. Today we'll be starting off the Scooby-Doo Show Season 3 premiere with Episode 1, Watch Out the Willawaw. So just a little bit of fun stuff. I got my haircut the day after Christmas on December 26th. Then got busy filming football games for my other channel. The channel is usually linked down below and also on my other stuff. And so haven't been able to record much Scooby-Doo. And today, at the time of recording, on Christmas, we got a Keurig for booze, so a couple of alcohol drinks. Had that and some lasagna for dinner. Fell asleep at 7, woke up at 10, so started my first day of work today after 7 weeks of training. I was planning on filming today, but, fell asleep. So I'm going to film right now and then edit them tomorrow at the time of this recording and then start getting those scheduled out so we can get a month in advance again because I got busy with all the family shenanigans and holidays and stuff like that. But should be getting back into a mojo soon because my scheduled shift, since I got ranked 2 in the class overall, technically ranked 4, but the other 2 people had tenure, so they got their choice of schedule. So technically ranked 2. I got my basically first pick of schedule, and I get out at 3:45, so that gives me beating traffic. Since I live 40 minutes away from work, beating traffic gives me some extra time to get home, basically. So instead of getting home at 5:50, I get home at 4:30. So very happy with that. So should be able to stay on top of things. Just gotta keep at it and basically keep recording every day. So without further ado, we're just gonna get right into the series. So last week we finished off season 2 with the 3 episodes. Ours Awkward Switch 8.5, which is our current rated highest episode of the Scooby-Doo Show. And I think one of our highest rated episodes overall, which is very, very fun. And then we have the Creepy Cruise, which we rated a 5, and the Creep Heap from the Deep, which we rated a 5.5. So today will be Season 3, Episode 1, which is Series Episode 74, released on September 9th, 1978, actually. Watch Out the Willawaw. So this was actually technically repackaged because it was initially released as the first episode of the 3rd season of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? But of course, it's the Scooby-Doo Show since it released so much later. And chronological wise, it takes place in that realm. So this is the 25th episode overall of the Scooby-Doo Show and the first of 16 for season 3 of the show before we get into the next area. So the premise, the gang is going to meet Velma's uncle at his cabin. They get worried when they find him gone and the cabin ransacked. While looking for Velma's uncle, they see something monstrous flying in the sky. They learn that it's the Willawaw, an owl-like monster that, according to legend, will carry its victim off when an owl calls the person's name. Not only that, but some more owl creatures are on the loose. Willawaw probably comes from the word Willawaw, which is defined as a sudden violent squall blowing offshore from a mountainous coast. It is not known where the word came from, but it was first used in the 19th century by British seamen. Willawaws are more common occurrences in mountainous areas near the poles, particularly Cape Horn and coastal Alaska. Oh, this is another fun one. Although it's never said exactly where the gang is in this episode or where Velma's uncle works as a border patrol officer, it's likely that they're somewhere in upper Michigan because that's where most Chippewa Native Americans are found. Nice. Alright, so I think we'll just get right into the episode. Keep it nice and easy. I'm excited to get back into some Scooby-Doo after filming football for a little bit. Oh, they're kind of like in volley mode. I usually do that with some of my thumbnails and stuff, just increase the colors. So what's the gap? Yeah, one year gap between these season 2 and season 3. It already feels cleaner for only 1 year.
Good. Now we've got nothing to worry about. Look at that.
That was definitely a jet or a drone or something.
What was that?
A monster.
Oh my gosh, where's Scooby?
Scooby.
Nice, snail into his slug mode. It's always a creepy cabin, man.
He must have been eating his dinner when whatever happened happened.
It's a whole stick of butter for dinner. Don't eat this man's food. What if he's dead?
What's that?
The bats, of course, from
He's probably more scared than we were.
always the same sound effects. Love it.
Look around for some clues. Yeah, clues.
That's a humongous costumed owl.
Scooby, what's wrong?
Come on, owls don't grow that big.
He must have seen something. Let's take a look.
Yeah, full on like cryptid kind of style owl man.
Border guard.
Who are you?
I I'm Red Heron, Sockham of the Chippewa, and a friend of your uncle.
We're afraid something happened to him. His
Okay,
cabin
so
was
these are
set.
the
He's
Indians I was
outside.
talking about in the trivia.
Feathers of the owl?
When Owl calls your name, Willawaw swoops out of skies to carry you away.
Okay, interesting.
A fiery flying monster.
So that's how they're doing it.
That sounds like that thing.
Owl just kidnaps people for fun, I guess.
The Willawaw.
And you and Scooby can spend the night on the boat to guard it.
Well, the only people we've seen so far is the Indians, so I don't think
Scooby snack?
the main guy would be the bad guy because that's usually where they get the most information from. Oh my gosh, we haven't had Scooby snacks in so long. So Shaggy was bribed, but he didn't get to eat them, so that's 4 Scooby snacks for Scooby. Yeah, so I saw that in the trivia too, that since owls don't really speak, him being able to call Scooby's name is not really explained, but I was chalking up to Scooby-Doo logic where animals can talk when they want to, but most of the time only Scooby can talk. That's awesome. I love when Scooby-Doo does something like this. Just shoving his tail in like that. The way it bends opposably was so creepy. That moonwalk to run away was great. Of course, there was a random rocket there for him to trip on, and then now he's stuck in a TV. My gosh, that's so much junk. Holy crud. So they already found the costumes for the owls, but not the actual people. Those are the only suspects we've seen was Gray Fox and Red Heron the Chief.
They're coming. We got him. Great going, Fred.
Holy crud, that was quick. That was... Oh, is that them? Okay, that's why. That's why it was so quick.
What are you two doing in those outfits?
So I guess they had like a third costume, I assume, for the main leader. That's just such an insane thing to do. That has to be property damage for Scooby. That's just crazy.
Oh, poor Scooby.
Scooby, are you all right?
That's just so much damage. Oh, wow.
We figured out what the Willawaw must be after we found those sandbags in kerosene.
Which were used for this jet-powered helium balloon.
Right.
I knew it, yeah. Helium balloon makes more sense though than a drone since that's not
Gray Fox
the
took
era.
advantage of the old Willawaw legend to scare people off from his smuggling operation into Canada.
Thanks to my old friend Red Heron, who
Oh, he's back.
his home and locked me up.
Let me guess what happened to you, Uncle Dave. Gray Fox learned you were on his trail, so he sent the owlmen to get you. That's why we found those feathers at your lodge.
Willawaw will never fly again. Council
Only
members
2
will
feathers
also
fell out
say-
while he was being captured. Okay, so Red Heron will take care of him. Gotcha.
Tell us more, Uncle Dave. Tell us more. My stomach is all ears.
Alright, that's going to do it for this episode of the Scooby-Doo Show. So statistics-wise, I think since it was everybody's plan, I'm just going to do it nice and fun. Split it up between everybody. I'm going to do 10 grand between all members of the crew divided by, so each person's going to get some property damage, even Daphne, even though she hasn't had property damage since Where Are You? Actually, no, it was technically Fred's plan, so I'm going to split it between Fred and Scooby on property damage-wise. Just do 10 grand, I think, so 5 grand for Fred and 5 grand for Scooby, bringing Scooby's total up to 69,000 and Fred's up to 5,150, beating his previous record in the new Scooby-Doo movies. That was at 3,150. That's pretty cool. And then Scooby ate 4 more Scooby snacks this episode, bringing his total up to 71. Slowly beating out Shaggy since he stole Shaggy's Scooby snacks like a jerk. And for me, for this episode, it was fun. It was definitely a bit weird. It felt very contained, which is kind of interesting, especially since go for the uncle, but he only appeared in the last 30 seconds. But he was the one that also did the cop sheriff role, which was kind of funny. So we didn't even get to meet him like some of the other family members we've met before. So overall for me, I think I'll give this episode a 4 out of 10. Just a bit basic Scooby-Doo wise, and then knowing the costumes and the treasure room and stuff like that was a fun kind of style, but it was just a bit obvious because those are the only 3 people we met. And it's usually never the leader of a crew or something, like whenever we do captains and things like that, it's never them really, because they're the ones that give the information, the pertinent information to the gang. It's usually like the ones below them or whoever has speaking lines below them, and then the guys that don't have speaking lines usually help those guys out. So that one was a pretty obvious one. So overall, not terrible, not the best. That's why I rated it a 4 out of 10. Even though it did have some fun, like the locking of the door, but not really much to this one, to be honest. But that's going to do it for me for this episode. I'm excited to keep reacting to some more Scooby-Doo. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 2 of season 3, A Creepy Tangle in the Bermuda Triangle.